In Chapter 24X of Thracia 776, we storm a secret underground temple where Eyvel's statue is held. This is a fog of war map featuring an incredible number of reinforcements and hidden teleport tiles that will transfer units into a kill chamber at the bottom of the map with no exits. If you're not careful, you can easily be swarmed by 4 rewarped sorcerers and 2 more units being warped at you every turn. The total number of reinforcements is truly staggering, with a possible total of 128 rewarped sorcerers, 20 heroes, and 20 snipers for you to fight. Further complicating matters are the multiple status stat boosters at the center of the map who are boosted by altar terrain, which grants them plus 10 magic, which depending on their stat rolls is enough for them to hit even their stat boosters that have capped magic. If they manage to sleep or silence all my stat boosters, then I am in trouble, especially since then I can't restore any of their status with stabs, and I can't use the Kaya staff to rescue Eyvel, which is the entire point of this map. So to deal with them, I warp instead to the middle of the map and use Forseti to slay the boss who holds a berserk staff. The other sorcerers attack Sed and are all wiped out by Forseti, but one managed to land a hit and inflicts poison on him. I clear the remaining status staff users to make my team safe and use a rescue staff to teleport Sed back. In order to deal with the massive number of teleporting reinforcements, I develop a unique cheese strategy based on my previous observations of how enemy warp behavior works. Enemies will only use warp or rewarp if there's an active enemy nearby your units, meaning that if you don't move nearby any enemies, then the enemies will not use warp or rewarp to move enemies near you. So all I have to do is stay outside of enemy range, spamming end turn and allowing enemies to pile up on their spawn points. But as I do this, I forgot that Sed was poisoned. As I am distracted from explaining this entire process and strategies to my viewers on my live stream, Sed dies of poison mid-explanation, which is an extremely devastating loss, with severe consequences for the final chapter. Regardless, this blocking strategy still works. As I spam end turn, no enemies are warped to me, and by turn 32, all of the enemy reinforcements stop. In total, I have blocked 124 enemy sorcerers, 19 heroes, and 19 snipers from spawning, significantly reducing the amount of combat I need to do on this map. To clear the few remaining enemies, I send out Owen alone with Dire Thunder. With Vantage, she is able of instantly killing all of the Devil Axe Berserkers before any of them can land a hit. Owen is potentially at risk of being one-shot, but it's only possible if she misses one of her two 99% Dire Thunder hits, which, while possible, is unlikely. Owen moves through the map and sweeps every enemy, and I move her onto a teleport tile to intentionally transport her into the execution chamber, using her Dire Thunder to clear all the enemies there as well. The chamber at the bottom has no doors or exits, meaning that it is impossible for a unit to leave on their own without warp, rescue, or rewarp, all of which at this point are likely in short supply. Furthermore, since this is an escape map, if you leave anyone behind there, they are effectively dead and you cannot bring them to the final map. I warp Owen out of the bottom chamber, and then comes the true challenge of the map, moving all our units to the escape point without accidentally getting them teleported. In order to do this, I have to play with my eyes glued to the Fire Emblem WOD map page, and also use a strategy to mark and occupy teleport locations. Teleport tiles only trigger if you use the wait command on a tile, so if you rescue drop a unit onto the tile, that can allow you to occupy the tile and not accidentally be teleported. Using this method, I'm able to block the tiles safely and move everyone around with less risk. I move Sarah to the top of the map where a petrified Eyvel lies and use the Kaya staff to restore her into flesh and blood. Eyvel and Leaf have a heartfelt conversation as she is re-recruited onto the team, bringing me back to a total of 17 units because Sed accidentally died from poison earlier in the map. Rescuing Eyvel is largely not worth the trouble gameplay-wise, as she is probably worse than any recently trained sword unit that you have. But it's important for story reasons to show how Leaf has grown and matured, and more importantly to give him a W when he has been taking so many L's throughout the whole game. I managed to move everyone to the escape point safely and leave to enter the final battle.